Hello and welcome to another edition of Issues with Jide. Here we'll talk about actions and inactions of those who shape our political and national landscape and how these impact us positively or otherwise. I'm Ibrahim Shita. Today on the show, Igbo-Yoruba Supremacy War, outrage over woman's threat to mass murder Yorubas, Binis. In the course of the program, we take your questions, but first subscribe to our YouTube channel and drop your questions in the comment section. It's important to mention that we can only read comments with human names and the ones based on the subject matter. I have joining me via Zoom, the maestro himself, Babajide Kolade-Otitoju. Good to see you, BKO.
Beautiful capital,
Right.
That's right, Abuja. I was just going to mention that.
Well,
thank you so much for joining us, BKO. I know that you've actually gone there for another research work, and that's something that always takes you, everywhere in the country, just to find out, doing some fact finding. I hope I'm correct.
Thank you, Brian.
That's right.
So let's get right into the matter. Canada-based Nigerian woman known as Amaka Patience Sunberger is in the eye of the storm after vowing to harm Yoruba and Benin
individuals she encounters. These threats have drawn the ire of many reasonable Nigerians. What has been your reaction to this, BKO?
As a Nigerian committed to the unity of our country, that this is going on. The hatred being demonstrated by Yorubas and Igbos against one another on social media in the aftermath of the 2023 election is something that right-thinking people should condemn. It makes absolutely no sense for us to hate one another in this way and then try to even internationalize this hatred. Because what Amaka has done is simply to take this hatred abroad. It's been demonstrated within the borders of our country. It's demonstrated on social media, especially on Twitter. When the criminal is arrested, we first go and check the ethnicity of that criminal. If he's an Igbo man, Yorubas will rise in a wave and be condemning him, and then tar every Igbo person with the same brush. It is the same thing that the Igbos do. If a Yoruba man is arrested, either for kidnapping or for drugs, another, whether in our country or outside our country, you will see the Igbos on social media attacking that person. So it's a supremacy war that has gone on and on and on, and we are now seeing every reason to attack this problem. The other day, there was a campaign on social media that Igbos should leave Lagos. And some of us condemned it on journalist anger, we condemned it. I saw some misguided people from the Southeast saying that we didn't mean it, that we do not like them. What will I gain living in a country where citizens demonstrate that much hatred to one another? There's no way I can encourage that. I grew up, I made friends with people from the Southeast, men and women, even when I was living in the North. And I enjoyed my friendship with them. I would very much like to see that friendship, that love continued. And it's a thing of pride to me that I got a traditional title from the Southeast. I cherish it so much. So we are stronger together. We are weaker when we try to divide ourselves in the way that some people are doing on social media. I am happy that Ohaneze came up quickly to disown Amaka, because this does not represent the way the average Igbo man thinks. The average Igbo man will simply not wake up and think of exterminating a race or think of getting himself involved in mass murder against a tribe within our country. And those who are saying Igbos should leave Lagos, they are just as guilty as this woman that we're talking about. Because why would you start a campaign like that Igbos should leave Lagos, where some of them had helped develop? Yes, I know there were some lazy arguments on social media that, oh, it was the Igbos that built Lagos and all that. But that does not mean we should take this to the extent of saying, no, Igbos should leave Lagos. No, we want to see everyone jumping and help develop not just Lagos, but Kano or everywhere. Every Nigerians are free. The Constitution guarantees them to live in any part of the country where they desire to live. And this is the way it should be. This hatred, this bare-faced war between Yorubas and Igbos, especially on social media, has to stop. Amaka has said that nobody can deport her, that she has a Canadian passport, and she dismissed the stories that she had been arrested. If you are not a Canadian by birth, or you are Canadian by nationality, if you get involved in a big crime, that citizenship can be taken away from you. So I know now that she's been investigated. A report has been lodged with the police. In fact, Abike Dabiri wrote to Patrick Brown, mayor of Brampton, Canada, regarding the case. And Nigerians who are resident in the country have also taken steps to have the authorities arrest her and investigate her. But Simon Ekpa, who describes himself as the leader of Biafrans, the government of Biafran in exile, claimed that the threat came as a result of bullying by Nigerians. You know, she said that the accumulated anger as a result of bullying by those Nigerians she threatened was what pushed her to threaten to kill those people. I do not agree that any form of threat should lead to this level of incitement. You know, threatening to poison people, mass murder. Mass murder is just like terrorism. It's a very serious crime. And I believe that the authorities would not wait until she carries out this threat before doing something on her matter. Yoruba leaders and Igbo leaders need to come together. There's a need to come together to address this mutual hatred that is spreading like wildfire on social media before it degenerates. We must remember that first and foremost, we are one people. We belong to the same country. We have no reason to hate one another in the way that we are seeing. It makes absolutely no sense. Just listen to some of what Amaka said. It's in Pidgin. It's time to start poisoning the Yorubas and the Benin. Put poison in all your foods at work. Put poison in all your water so that you all will begin to die one after the other. You all will not die one day. You will start falling sick for a long time. I will put otapia, that's rat poison, inside your waters and foods. You people will never recover from the poison. This kind of hatred I have for you people will last forever. In all your foods, I will put otapia. I will put them in all your food. If I go to work tomorrow, I will put poison in Yoruba people's food. Go and tell the government that I'm in Canada, I'm in Ontario. Hurry up, go fast. I will put Otapia. I want Igbos to have a heart of wickedness. You people are too quiet. You are too cool. Enough is enough. If you have a means of killing them, kill them out of the way because they are too foolish. They are of no use to the society. This is an unprecedented level of hate speech. And my feeling is that if nothing is done to address this problem, and addressing the problem is not simply to go after Amaka, it's beyond that. This thing didn't start in one day. And there's a need for leaders of thought from both ethnicities to come together and try to diffuse the tension that is going on. They need to combust that tension, deal decisively with the tension that is going on, and try to bring their people together. That's right. When the people can see the leaders come together, trying to address such a big problem, it will go a long way to calm the tensions in the land. Some of the things that happened in the past for which people are happy, some from the comments that I'm reading, some condemned by my former boss, Bayo Nonuga. They accused him of spreading hate. Some condemned Oluomo. You know, they accused him of playing an ignoble role during the elections, which spread hate, you know, between the two ethnicities. These issues have to be addressed, and the leaders must come together. I know that the late Wanyawu was working towards that. You know, we need level-headed leaders on both sides who would try to address this problem and let the people realize that they are one people and that there's nothing to gain from spreading hate, from trying to kill one another, from diminishing one another, from this battle, needless battle for supremacy. I like healthy competition, but not this kind of unhealthy battle for supremacy, whereby we are competing against one another about who has the highest number of criminals amongst us. No, it has to stop. It has to stop.
But Bikeo, if you could recall, you mentioned and Dan Wayawu, if you could record that he also made some certain statements which appeared to be more like hate speech against the Southwesterners. Even there, if I can remember clearly, I guess the former president Olusegun Obasanjo too was, maybe I think he was there or something. And then you also mentioned Bayo Onanuga, you mentioned MC Oluomo and all of this. How committed do you think these ethnic leaders, so to speak, are to resolving the gulf between the Yorubas and the Igbos. Extensively, even the Hausas. Looks like everyone seems to be tearing at their throats. And since 2023 election, just like you said, do you feel we can ever find a way of resolving this gulf, among us, and probably resolve these issues, or probably we go our separate ways, as some have been advocating?
No, it's not going to be easy to go our separate ways. I believe that Nigeria is greater as one nation. I don't want to see Nigeria divided during my time, you know, and I have no apologies for that. I am committed to an indivisible Nigeria. We are greater together. We are greater as a country together. I do not even want to imagine us going separate ways. War, we cannot go separate ways without a war. I doubt if we can go separate ways without a war. And war is not what you want to see, because when war begins, you don't know how it will end. I can tell you that if someone told Russia that it will still be bogged down fighting against Ukraine till today, I'm sure Russia, the president of Russia would have disagreed. But today, the war is still on. They've not been able to bring Ukraine to its knees. And Ukraine even took things further by taking some territories within Russia. They moved across the border and took over some part of Russian territory, which again nobody could have predicted. So war can be very unpredictable. So we do not want war. I do not want to see us divided. Politics has divided us for so long. And there are those who still feel very bitter about the last election. There are those who believe that they won the election. And because of that, they see the winner as somebody who stole their victory. All of these things are hitting up the polity, but the level of hatred between Yorubas and Igbos, especially stemming from the events that happened in Lagos during the election. I know that hatred had been there for some time, but it got worse in Lagos during the election. That level of hatred has to be addressed. And it can only be addressed if honest and level-headed leaders across the two divides come together. We don't need those eating up the polity, focusing on those things that divide us. There are some people like that, you know, who parade themselves as leaders, but they are actually misleaders and dividers of the Nigerian people. Those are not the people that we need. We need people who are objective, level-headed, largely apolitical, but I'm talking about people who are not politically committed to any party, are not committed to any party, but committed to growth and development and the of our country. These are the people that we need to see. So I believe that as we have had summits involving Southern leaders in the past, we need to have a summit, you know, that brings together Igbo leaders and Yoruba leaders so that they can address this problem. Because for somebody to have gone to the extent that Amaka went is really, really dangerous. And the feeling is that she will continue to influence other women on TikTok to start thinking the way she's thinking. So while Nigerians in Canada pursue our case, I am convinced that that is not the ultimate solution. We have to address the problem from the source. Amaka's tantrums, you know, are just manifestations of the problem. We need to address that problem from the source. This needless supremacy war between the Yorubas and Igbos needs to be addressed.
Absolutely. If you come to think of it, the Biafra agitator, Simon Ekpa, funnily known as the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic government in exile, vowed to defend Amaka. Now, this is a man that has only done so well in killing his own people, with the Finland government watching him, unconcerned, and watching him commit grievous crimes. How do you describe the role of these countries in allowing such people go unchecked in their domains? What's their interest?
It is, you know, there are some countries in the world where people are allowed to simply misbehave, you know, while they talk about the judicial process in Nigeria that it does not guarantee justice. So even if you push for that person to be extradited, to be sent to Nigeria to face trial, you then those governments will not give you their support. It is because the argument will be made that the judicial system in Nigeria will not guarantee justice. So, and for those who have been resident in those countries for long, they know how to exploit the weaknesses in their laws to ensure that they get away with blue murder. You can see Amaka boasting that they should come and get her. She's here, she's Canada picking and all that. I've seen in the UK a situation in which somebody was accused of terrorism and they took the citizenship away. You are not, if you are not born in their country and you became a citizen by nationality, there is no guarantee that they can't take it away and put you on trial. I know that it's not likely that they will send her to Nigeria because the offense was not even committed in Nigeria in the first place. So they would rather put her on trial in their country. That is a possibility upon investigation. But she has already taken down her TikTok page, you know. So the question to ask at this time is Amaka still standing on what she said? If she's still standing on what she said, then that is a matter for the authorities in Canada to address, you know.
Let me take one or two.
I know Nigeria has made efforts to see if Simon Ekpa can be deported and sent to our country. But I want to look beyond Simon Ekpa. We need our country to heal from the elections of 2023. We need our people to come together. We need our people to be united. Simon Ekpa is just an individual, and I really don't enjoy talking about him because I think that the issues that gave people like Simon Ekpa the opportunity to turn themselves to some people's heroes must be addressed. We have to be objective. Those issues have to be addressed, and we know what those issues are. Many people in the Southeast still believe that they are marginalized. Since 1999, the Southeast has neither produced a vice president or a president of our country. Some of these issues have to be addressed so that the people of the Southeast will feel that, yes, this is a country for them, this is a country that works for them. But I believe that if they play their politics right, these issues, some of these issues that are political in nature can be addressed. For example, if Atiku had won the election in 2019, Obi will have become the vice president. So that is not producing a vice president, not producing a president, would have at that level been addressed. You know, because one of the reasons for this anger from elements from the Southeast.
That's right.
But as they say, power is not served a la carte.
Let me take.
I said they must get their politics right. You don't get your politics, you won't win an election.
That's right. So Florence says, can you also showcase a part of the video where a few from Binis and Yorubas were threatening Igbos, which prompted a woman to speak out? Even before the elections, there were a lot of threats against. They didn't finish the comment. Abdul Hakim Mohammed says, if this level of animosity continues to escalate, can we really blame countries that look down on us? Kayla Charity says, Babajide, you all should listen to all the voices on that chart, because before she spoke, someone kept saying they will unalive all Igbo children in Nigeria and abroad. Start from the beginning. I think he has actually addressed that. Miss Kimberly says, when will we learn the enemy is laughing at us? Self-destruct. We have no idea what's coming, but if they can keep us fighting with each other, we won't be able to react until it's too late. Ismail says, this is what politicians have caused, between us in this country. We have been living together all this while until politics want to tear us apart. BKO and Ibrahim, God bless you more. Felix Akiode says, very matured response, BKO, God bless you, and Ibro. And then Adiri Henry says, for some elements of people to say Lagos is no man's land is totally absurd. BK, I want you to react to some of this, comments, especially the very last one, where it was believed that some during the election hearing said Edo no be Lagos, and that got a lot of people angry. Lagos is a no man's land rather, and that got a lot of people angry and they felt this has also contributed to the division among these ethnic groups.
The hatred, it is that hatred that led to that plan. Some of the things said during the campaigns were also not good enough. There's no such thing as Lagos is a no man's land. Lagos is not a no man's land. No, they are indigenous Lagosians. Yes, Lagos, you could say that original Lagos was Lagos Island, but it began to spread and spread. And what we have now is a sprawling community with population exceeding any city in Nigeria. So Lagos is very cosmopolitan, but you can't even say that Lagos is no man's land. Kano is also very much like Lagos, very cosmopolitan. Can anybody go to Kano and say Kano is no man's land? Even in Sabongeri, you won't go to Sabongeri and say it's no man's land. It belongs to some people originally. These are the things that we say to ourselves that divide us, and spark all kinds of competition amongst our people. The threat to remove Yoruba traditional rulers in Lagos during the election was not well taken. People were very angry, and it led to violence during the election and the manhandling of some people of Southeast extraction, by people who are out to ensure that the desire of some political elements to remove traditional rulers, Yoruba traditional rulers from Lagos does not come to pass. That was why during the governorship election, things were different. People went violent in some cases, and it's because of all of these statements that we've been making against one another. It makes absolutely no sense. We need others from the Southeast because of their enterprising nature. We need them. We need the Yorubas to be able to go anywhere in Nigeria and set up businesses and do well. It is one country, it is one people. So we should see ourselves, even South Africa that had all kinds of people of different colors, different races. South Africa was described as the rainbow people of God, not just the rainbow nation, the rainbow people of God. And that's the way I see Nigeria. I see Nigeria as a rainbow people of God. Without government in Nigeria's matter, there is no way we will have survived the civil war. And we are still together as one people, as one country.
That's right. All right. Before we go, Olumide Wilson says, if the colonialism can
be handed over or can hand over regional system of government, then why can't we go into it again? Because I'm sure this is only solution to our problems in Nigeria. Dejuma Boutique says, Buhari picked Igbo in 2007, that's Okadibo, and 2011, Ezekome. Did they vote for him? I guess that's a rhetorical question. Oluwasegun Akingbemi says, the bitter truth is that it's too late for various ethnic groups to go their ways or separate ways as a means of separation in Nigeria. Please let peace reign. Bike, your final thoughts as we call it a wrap on the show this evening.
Yes, I like that last comment. Let peace reign. This is what we want in our country. Many people misunderstand me when I said, let us look for a negotiated settlement on the Nnamdi Kanu matter. In fact, somebody came on social media to abuse me that why was I asking for freedom for Nnamdi Kanu, that it was Nnamdi Kanu that set ablaze TVC and all that. And I'm like, look, anything that will bring peace to the Southeast, that will stop the needless killing of innocent people, I will support it. And President Tinubu himself once said that he was prepared to negotiate with aggrieved persons in the Southeast. So I'm not saying anything different to what the president said during his campaigns. So hating me because I asked for negotiated settlement. And the meaning of negotiated settlement is that on Nigeria's terms, we'll get him released on Nigeria's terms. I've seen that happen in other countries. I've seen peace made between people who are slaughtering one another. So that's the way I was thinking that, look, we can achieve peace. If his release will bring peace to the Southeast and get them to contribute much more to Nigeria's GDP that they were doing, why not? Why not? There's nothing wrong about that. On the condition that he will not resort to armed struggle against his country, that he will become a changed person. That's all I wanted. I didn't say just release him just like that. No, I couldn't have said that.
That's right.
And the man has shown a desire for settlement. He has told his lawyer that he's ready to settle out of court and abide by conditions that Nigeria will, the stipulations that Nigerian authorities will come up with. You know, so that is the thing. We really have to take it easy on one another. We really have to take it easy. Many people don't like it when I talk about this, but what do we do? As journalists, we do not support any ethnicity. We do not support any group. We just want the peace. We want progress for our country. And I will not stop talking about those things that can bring peace and true healing to our nation.
Absolutely, especially with the fact that you are also blessed title.
Okulora Ndigbo. Yeah, I think I got that right, Bikio.
Been asking for Kanu's release before I even became Okulora Ndigbo. Because a Yoruba man came, he said, is it because they gave you traditional title in the Southeast? No. I'd been saying the same thing long before that title came. And I decided to take that title.
Because even when it's actually in line with philosophy.
Yes, now I can't take any title again from anyone because as the son of a king, I cannot take chieftaincy titles. But I'm happy with the one that they gave me in the Southeast. They were not thinking about my tribe. They were not thinking of anything when they gave me. And I didn't lobby for it.
That's right.
I didn't pay money for it. I almost didn't even attend. But at the last minute, I said, okay, let me go. Let me honor these people who have chosen to honor me. And I have no regret. Eze Chukwuemeka Eri is one of the most respected traditional rulers in Nigeria today. A forthright man, a man of integrity. He was the one who convinced Nnamdi Kanu to agree to cancel sit at home. It was that traditional ruler. He went there with Tifian Yuba. He went to his cell to appeal to him. These are the kind of people that we want. Absolutely. People committed to peace. We need peace in our nation. Absolutely. We can't make real growth and development. We can't achieve real growth and development unless we settle for peace. And I know that that will happen.
Absolutely.
That will happen.
Right. Oluwasegun Akingbemi says, BKO, people might dislike you for always standing on the truth and reality, but please continue to stand on your standard. And that's our show for today's edition of Issues with Jide. Special thanks to you, Babajide, Kolade-Otitoju, for those insightful analyses, as always.
Thank you, Brian. Viewers, we'll see you again next Saturday.
Thank you, too. And thank you so much for our audience for keeping our company on every edition. You can see the program again anytime by subscribing to our YouTube channel, TVC News Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button to get the latest information. You can also follow us on our social media platforms at TVC News NG. I'm also at Ibrahim_Shita. On behalf of the rest of the team, I'm Ibrahim Shita. See you again next edition. Bye for now.